Hey, so them cookies weren't an option. You know, there was a family ahead of me. Their daughter was happy to select her cookies, but she and they were taking forever, so I had to politely, disappear and get this, A good sequence of human interactions is this. If you feel, in my case, like, hey, someone is at this spot where I want to be, but they're there first, and they want it and they're happy, I just politely, secretly, quietly let them have it. But I was hungry, like really hungry. So I had to move quick. I just went down and got this. Now, I think it's pretty obvious when I communicate that you can see. I think it's pretty obvious that you can see that I don't have bad intentions in mind. But due to the toxicity of the environments that I was exposed to while growing up in a ghetto, while being a correctional officer, security guard, military man, while being an underpaid, overworked worker, while being out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? For real. There are errors in my programming that render me paranoid. And if you think that video of that dude trying to run up in Subway and do something crazy, like loot me, is the only time that stuff like that happens, you are crazy. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I have to be on the lookout everywhere I go. And everything I do is in defense of self. And I feel the need to blog this every day now. For my own safety. Since I can no longer trust the streets, the police department, the government, none of that. The universe. Again, I wonder about the fundamental nature of reality, and I wonder out of why all of these humans, I'm living this consciousness arc. And I'm never going to figure out the answer. But I do know this. Within this reality, certain things have been perfect and other things have been imperfect. And all I want to do is retreat into sanctuary. And bring prosperity to my people. I think General Motors owes me like $300 million in damages. And the Fort Wayne Police Department might owe me a little bit of money too. For telling me that nobody would take my case due to my skin color. I want that video. I want all videos now. All of them. All of them. The Wyoming, bro, that Wyoming police department should owe me $1.4 million and my co-defendants too. But I don't even know if that can get looked back at. But to give me a video of someone who is not me at a crime scene in order for it not to be revealed that you pulled me over a traffic violation that never occurred due to profiling, both racial and non-racial. That's ridiculous. Our civil rights should supersede any police investigation. Especially when we're talking about cannabis here. Hey, when you violated my civil rights once, I was okay to walk away from that and try to pursue success. Even though that completely blunted my future and rendered it dark. I'm here now. Broke. Struggling. Being hunted, being prosecuted, dying. I'm here in this future after that. But when you violated my civil rights twice, after I went to work on some innocent shit, I don't think I can move on with life. Or I mean, I probably could, but I won't. I refuse to. I'm paranoid as fuck. I don't trust shit. Any moment can be a bad phone call. Any moment can be a bad phone call. Some of these people look like they've never experienced violence or corruption before in their lives. Yeah, I'm supposed to be isolated, segregated, and locked in a box because your system exposed me to that multiple times. Violence, corruption, violations of civil rights. Are we equal or are we not equal? What's the point of the EEOC, equal opportunity? What's the point of it? You tell me, because they handle these cases like they're a joke. When you call them, they act like, we got hundreds of thousands of cases and yours is just as unimportant as any one of theirs. They ain't have no investigator come out and do no real research. They didn't look into it. Just another corrupt government system that I've observed. And they wonder why I'm paranoid. They wonder how I could say some shit like, if someone messes with me up in here, I'm gonna take it like a life or death situation, and yes, their head might get ripped off. But even honestly saying that, I think I handled certain situations well. Like with that robber in Subway. Did I pummel him? No, I subdued him. To be honest, I handled that wrong. I should have stood him up after that and bought him a meal or something, because it was obvious coming in there shirtless to rob some shit on some crazy shit. He was hungry. He needed food. Society drives men to be sociopathic, psychopathic. It'd be nice one day to live in peace and have kids and, you know, raise them and expose them to a benevolent and loving universe. But ever since getting fired from General Motors and discriminated against and sexually harassed. I just can't see that in my future. I see myself being locked in a cage. Is this what you expect to hear from Mr. Gunshot to the face? Mr. Busted on I-80? Mr. Drug Dealer? Mr. Accused of armed burglary? Accused of armed burglary? Accused of armed burglary? Is this what you expect to hear? Do you expect it to talk like this? People seem to be surprised that when they meet me that I'm even articulate. And they seem to be fascinated by my brain functions. No, I used to talk like a computer. People in the hood would be like, why do you talk like a computer? Why do you sound so proper? I wondered, why shouldn't I talk proper? Why wouldn't I be computing? What constitutes damage to someone's behavioral patterns and emotional state when they're discriminated against at work? You tell me. Because right now, here's how I see it. I'm paranoid the EOC won't do its job. They deserve to be sued. The lawyers are jank in this region. The police department is jank as hell. At least in their handling of, let me zone in on this. The version of the police department that is hunting me is jank as hell. The version that thinks it's okay to take your wealth, make you homeless, take everything you got, tow your car, give you a fake video of someone they claim, is you at a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, imply that you're supposed to get a job like a normal citizen and work it, and then think it's acceptable. Because I'm going to say this. Certain things need to be linked together, like how the police so-called linked stuff together. Let me link this together. So when I was being questioned about armed burglary, and I told the cop, I was working at GM, but I got fired, and I explained why. And I bring up, it's because of my skin color. And the response is, nobody will take a case like that nowadays. And I want you to listen to tone and inflection. Listen to tone and inflection. Look at the body language. Look at the demeanor. What did that imply to me? Was that you telling me that, yes, I'm in a corrupt system, but you believe that it's okay for the system to be corrupt and for me to not get justice, even though you're so-called pursuing a case against me under the pretense of justice? Explain that to me. Where's my justice at? Because if I'm not getting justice, why would I care about the justice of others, All this good stuff I say and do, I could just as easily be a monster. And why would there be any negotiation unless you're going to make a threat against me? Which I don't respond kindly to, nor do I fear. When I say it makes me paranoid, we might have to really look into that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm paranoid, yes. But for you to think that you're going to put people in fear with threats, meanwhile, the ultimatum of criminality, of drug dealing, robbery, extortion, all that, is to get a job and work like a normal citizen. But if I can't get a job and work as a citizen in a workspace because of my skin color, I'm fired for that. And you are, what is it called, aware of that and imply that nothing can be done. You're telling me that I live in a corrupt system. I'm a former soldier. That can send my mind into skids. What do you think we think about? What do you think we were taught about standing up to wrongdoing? Because I think that was really the detective telling me that a wrong was done to me and I was exposed to it, but I'm supposed to just suck it up and be okay. Go to another job and work, even though I'm not comfortable. Nor am I happy. Nor do I feel appreciated by this country. I could have went home and committed suicide after that. I could have. Like, no, let's be real. I could have. Stop assuming that's what people, it's like people assume I'm invincible, assume I'm strong, assume I'm supposed to be able to withstand anything. But what's all that talk gonna be when I'm on the ground with blood pouring out of my head and I'm not getting back up? Stop assuming that. It should not be my burden as a man to walk away when someone wrongs me. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck what. Like, and I keep hearing this. In Indiana, people can do whatever they want. Man, fuck you. Racism is illegal federally. And if it's not, I'll be that one to make it so. I swear to God, on everything. I didn't even want this egg roll, but I knew it was important for the woman to sell it to me. I saw how she marked up the price as soon as I was like, yeah, put it on there. And I bought it, and I do not want it. So I'm gonna throw it away. But yes, they can have that extra dollar because their business is important. Or maybe I should bring it home and give it to the raccoon that lives in the trash can. I'm going to continue to suit shop even though I'm in poverty right now. And thank you to everybody who's waiting on the comment. And no, I'm not hiding my brain process at all anymore because y'all did this to me. I'm going to be very serious about that. You guys did this to me. You, the government, the component system, the workforce. You guys did this. I'm no longer carrying that burden myself. If anything ever goes down concerning me, it was your fault. No one else's, okay? Let's make that clear.